bada bing, bada boom. Welcome once again. You are with the Roll for Mischief crew, as I like to say, your favorite nerds. The name of the game is Volohin, Winds of War. The name of this episode, episode 15 now, is Siren's Song, being dungeon mastered by the ever awesome, ever incredible Asa Kinney. Actually, the dungeon master is actually the dog, Annabelle. Asa's just there, just because he's there. The
I'm the what do you call that? The mouth. The what do you call somebody who speaks for someone else? All fancy terms.
the
Mouth.
mouthpiece.
There's
uh,
a term.
I don't know.
Anyway,
Whatever term you want it to be.
yeah. I'll think
So
of it another time. I'll think of it tonight while I'm trying to go to sleep. It'll come to my mind, and I'll be like, "Why didn't I know it then?"
for sure.
It's not Harold, but it's something similar to that.
Okay. Well, he'll think of it. He'll get back to us. When we last left our characters, we were in a tunnel, trying to retreat, and then after much bickering and much rash action taken by certain characters, uh, we did not retreat, and we instead headed forward and are in the middle of a big old fight, the object of which we're not really sure. We don't really know why we're necessarily fighting right now, but
We're
but we're in the
saving
middle.
them,
We're
Kyle.
saving them. Are we going to be able to do that? We'll see. We'll see.
I mean,
We believe that we will save
We
them.
believe that we might be able to save them. So anyway, that is where we are, and I believe Ellie hopped on the back of a Warforged and is trying to rip out pieces from it to render it inoperable.
yes, she is attempting to disassemble that Warforged.
Yeah.
So, go Ellie, go, do a thing.
Bro.
Would that be that would be your Tinkerer's tools, wouldn't it? Or whatever your tool set is for your class?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I have no idea what Tinker's tools
You
are.
have all of them,
Well-
don't you?
What's
It's a tool set with which you have proficiency. So it's
Yeah.
I don't know, it's kind of
But
like
what's
doing a
the-
really specialized skill check. You know what I mean? So like Asa could call like use this ability. So you would use that ability modifier, and then since you're proficient using the tools, you'd be able to add your proficiency bonus
right?
to that ability modifier.
Okay, so what check is it?
Um, I mean, I'm just gonna have you use your intelligence plus your proficiency modifier to attempt to disassemble this thing.
Well, that is the best case scenario, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to use this dice. I feel like it's gonna let me down. Ah, it's a crit.
Wow!
didn't let me down.
Wow! Okay, okay, okay,
Oh, I
okay.
very nearly didn't use it then because I had bad feelings.
Woo! No,
Alright.
it worked out.
Yeah,
Worked
you-
out just fine.
You get in there and you start to tinker and and you remember very distinctly working on Rue and how a lot of um, the different aspects of the wiring. It's not quite that, but it's a very rudimentary form of wiring works. And you tweak with it, and sort of you sever a few links of metal, and then add a little jolt of arcane power, and you feel the body sort of slump to one side as one of its arms just drops, and the light of one of its eyes goes out, and you've effectively just removed half of its body's functioning. Uh,
Can it
It
move?
is-
Is one of its legs gone as well? Or?
its leg is still holding it up, but it's trying to shamble and kind of buck you off, and you can see that leg is more of a limp. So there are a lot of effects that happen here, most of which you won't be aware of. But one of them is it seems that it is not moving at the same speed, so its speed is halved.
Okay. Well, that's it. I think that's my go.
Yeah.
That was a very Ellie move. I like it.
Mhm.
I didn't want to just attack something. Kind of
No, it's much more
boring.
fun
No
to
offense.
do
Rip
the
it apart.
Yeah, that was awesome. Alrighty. And that makes it Gwyneth's turn. Gwyneth is bubbling madly at the fact that it has been denied the thing that it had engulfed. Um, and then it sets its sight on something a little more fleshy, which might be a little more desirable to consume. And it brings both of its massive globular hands down on Eigner. And yeah, one of those is definitely going to miss. That is a 17 and a 9.
They both miss, son. You ain't
Alright.
got shit on me, dude. Egner
You
brings
just
up his light shield and goes ka-ching, pa-ching, and the
bits
light
of goo like
burns the goo.
bounce off of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
Ain't got
it
nothing
gives
on me.
a very guttural gurgle. As it is now Leah and Eridu's turn.
Okay. Well. Oh, she's so. What are the other Bacchanal's peoples doing? Are they doing
Um,
kill them? Are they trying to get behind her? Because now she's a little paranoid about missing and accidentally hitting one of them.
well, the Bacchanal are still like they're still too frightened to edge past
The
Agner's.
shambling
Well,
Gwyneth.
even Agner's dome is holding them back.
No.
But Gwyneth has been pushed out of that dome. With her, Eigner and Rue have stepped up and have stepped out of the dome itself too to keep the Gwyneth at bay. And the Bacchanals, there are just you can see some rocks and some beer steins being hurled above the Gwyneth and smashing against the stone walls, smashing on the floor inside the zone. It seems like the ones further back that are less frightened are attempting to just do whatever they can to hurl things at the um, combat. There's also a commotion with the ones that have been suggested by you, where they're sort of pushing back now against the Bacchanals behind them, screaming, "They're trying to save us!" And then in the middle of all of that, you have the dwarf going, "I'm not one of you! Get out of my way!" And just
One of
swinging
us.
fists
One of us.
and doing whatever he can to get out of the overall overall chaos. There's probably like maybe only 10 of them now that you're a bit closer into the entire hall, uh, in the entire corridor, but it's enough to be just too much for this little space.
Okay. Um. Oh, she might try to push her way like to be more in the middle of them and see if she can get the other group, the ones that she didn't get the first time. Since she knows that she has the pendant that can like allow her to do more than she normally would.
Yep.
Um, so yeah, I guess she's gonna try and move. I don't know. The Gwyneth is probably. Are they all behind? They're all behind the Gwyneth, aren't they?
Right. And then there are warforged between where Eridu and Leah are and the Gwyneth Agner Rue combat.
Okay. Well, so she's not gonna try and get through all of that, but she's gonna get as close as she can so that she can target the dwarves that she hasn't suggested yet. So I don't know who she has to go through in order to be able to be close enough to them, because I think it's 20 feet. No, it's 60 feet. It's 60 feet.
Oh, but she can do it from where she's standing. She can maybe take 5 steps forward, but she can do it from where she's at.
Oh, okay. So she's going to use her pendant to mass suggest the rest of the Bacchanals and tell them the same thing. Don't fight. I'm here to save you. Try to get behind me.
Okay. Yeah, so go ahead. We'll go ahead and make that. What's the DC again?
18.
All right. Then it's wisdom.
Yes.
Okay. Now I gotta pull up their stat block again. As not being active combatants, it's really easy to not pay attention to their stats.
Hmm.
There it is. Okay. You can start seeing like just one at a time. They start going. They start sort of turning, and she's trying to save us, and they're on our side, and they're one of us, and like each time, someone is sort of turning and trying to convince the rest of the party to, or the rest of the party to just chill out, man. Yo,
Do
take
I
it easy,
also re-get the other guy,
man.
or is he too far away?
I'm gonna let him roll separately. You do. He seems all too eager to just let somebody else be in control of his mind and tell him what it is that he needs to do.
I
And
don't like this at all.
he rallies with them. Right! Stand beside that one! She'll be here for us forever! And he, like, will attempt to push past um, the Gwyneth, which he starts to move toward her and then just walks into the Gwyneth and is absorbed.
No! Okay, they don't have to be dumb just because I suggested that I might be able to save them.
I mean, a lot of them are caught in a cult mentality right now.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I know you don't.
She's gonna yell something like, "Please protect yourselves. Don't let it hurt you." Oh,
Alright,
she feels so bad. Oh.
the rest of them just kind of stop and then stare and say, "What should we do? Protect ourselves or don't let it hurt us? We need your guidance. We don't know what to do."
Try not to get hurt.
Right, try not to get hurt. You hear that? Don't get hurt. Don't get hurt. Don't get hurt.
God. Oh God. Oh, she's gonna come out of this with so many problems.
No colds here.
No cults here. Never.
Alright.
None of those.
Mhm.
Eridu kind of turns in Leah's general direction and says, "What are you doing? They should get out of here. This is not a safe place for them to be."
Correct. That's why I'm trying to get them to go behind us so we can defend them.
Do you really think it's safer with us? We don't seem to keep ourselves in good places. We often get ourselves way in over our heads.
We're the only known quantity right now. Out there doesn't seem very safe.
That is, and as he starts to make his comment about it being a fair point, a bolt of lightning streaks right past him, and I need to roll the save for this thing. Crashes right into the Warforged that Ellie is not currently grappling. And it is now Rue's turn.
All right, Rue. What are you gonna do? Rue? Okay. Rue is still in front of the Gwyneth, right?
Right.
Rue is still raging. I think Rue is going to use a bonus action. Nah, I'm gonna do the attacks first. I'm gonna do the attacks. I'm gonna have him just punch the thing because punching with Rue is pretty fun, to be honest.
Yeah. It's a simple mechanic, but it's really enjoyable.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's gonna be 25 to AC, doing 9 bludgeoning damage. And then another attack is going to be a miss. And then I'm going to have him use his bonus action to change his Wild Surge ability thing.
Uh,
Just
I'm sorry, you
a
said it was how much damage?
9.
9. Okay.
9. And his new wild magic thing. Shadows weave around a weapon of your choice you are holding. Until your rage ends, your weapon deals psychic damage instead of bludgeoning, slashing, or piercing, and it gains the light and thrown properties with a normal range of 20 feet and a long range of 60 feet. If you drop the weapon or throw it, the weapon dissipates and reappears in your hand at the end of your turn. That's kind of weird to work with his fists, but that's cool. He's got psychic fists that he can project out.
True. Boom, boom, boom.
Kaboom, boom, boom. So I don't know. I'll remember that for the next time. And yeah, he's just gonna stand toe to toe with the Gwyneth and yell "fuck" once again.
And then Gwyneth is gonna yell. Okay, hold on. This teacher is giving a call again.
Word. So in other news, yeah, Eigner is running out of spell slots real quick, but it was kind of cool. Eigner and Rue might be a little dream team here because Rue has got the ability to recharge spell slots for people. So Eigner's running out of spell slots, but then Rue can recharge Eigner's spell slots, but then Rue has to take damage, but then Eigner has healing spells, so then he can use spell slots
Back.
to, it's like a whole cycle. I was just describing the cycle of where Rue can recharge Eigner's spell slots, but then Rue has to take damage, but then Eigner's got healing spells, so he can heal Rue's damage, and then Rue can recharge Eigner's spell slot, but then he takes damage, but then Eigner can heal Rue. Right? You know what I'm saying? They're like a dream team. They're like,
Yeah, it's a really solid combination.
they'll just hang out together and just like have this cycle of just like really getting nothing happening at all, but like nothing really is happening, but they're both like focusing and using their power, like it's like
But
a
like we can
net
do awesome
zero
things
effect.
together.
Yeah, but nothing's really happening.
Yeah, that's true. It would not be effective, but it would be effective. You should do it.
Oh yeah, they're just gonna be
All right.
busy for the rest of the battle, just using their powers on each other.
Um, whose turn did I leave it off on? Rue. Rue did the punching?
Rue just finished punching.
Okay. And now it is the Warforge's turn. That one that you had severed the connection is currently stunned.
Yep.
So this turn he gets to do nothing, except for take lightning damage from Halifax, just smashing him with a lightning bolt.
Nice.
And then that would put it at. Oh, the one that's got Leah or got Ellie on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's now going to try to with its good arm reach back and grab her and try to throw her off. So, you have him grappled. So I guess we're gonna call this a contested grapple check. So,
Athletic.
you are the grappler. So you have athletics. It gets to try to
Well,
break with athletics or acrobatics.
Acrobatics. I'm gonna do this.
And it has disadvantage because it's only got half a body to use.
Oh, this dice is doing well today.
All right.
It's a
And
one
this
for punch,
dice
so-
rolled a 1.
Okay, I got 19.
Yeah. So you're really easy to just kind of able to shift your body to its disabled right side, and its left hand is just kind of grabbing blindly behind it, and it's just kind of slowly turning in circles, but not fast enough to really do anything, and you're able to just maintain really easily. Its paralyzed leg gets kind of trapped up under its good one, and it falls to the ground. And now you're just kind of on top of it. It's on the ground. It's kind of wrenching, trying to get itself back up again. But at this point, you have the upper hand. That makes it Eigner's turn.
Yeah, sorry, I was catching up on the little chat over there. Eigner's standing next to Rue, right? Still in front of the Gwyneth.
Yep.
And, yeah.
Do you currently see a dwarf charging? Well, you don't see it.
I sense it.
But you can smell a smell of not decaying flesh, but like chemical burn kind of a smell.
Mm-hmm.
So you can smell something being burnt. and it's just a pungent, terrible, awful smell.
Oof. Well,
And it's
that.
coming from right in front of you at the Gwyneth.
Oh man. Well, I think Eigner is not gonna know what to think about the chemical burn thing, but he is gonna know that he's got to take down this Gwyneth, whatever this Gwyneth is. So Eigner's just going to slashy slash. First of all, he's going to use one superiority die and a bonus action to gain advantage on my next attack roll against the Gwyneth. Which will be a total of 21 to AC on the Gwyneth.
That'll hit.
Okay, then I will do this. And actually, I'm going to try and trip it as well. Just using a bunch of these dice. Using a bunch of them. So it's going to be 20 magical slashing damage. 20 of it. And then the Gwyneth has to make a strength saving throw because I'm trying to trip it.
Alright, so you're like, slash, and your blade is just like... It's almost like cutting through nearly frozen water.
Mm-hmm.
Like slush or heavy snow.
Sweep the leg, Johnny!
And then you go to sweep that leg.
It's a Karate Kid reference.
I'm aware of that. As you like get your leg behind it and just pull, there's just like kind of this squenching sound, and it just feels disgusting as this slime sets in between your plates of armor, and then you hear this kind of squelch as the creature just onto the ground.
Oh, so it failed?
It failed. It
Sick.
falls. You actually like kind of severed its leg with your own leg, although you can't see it.
Okay. Wow. Well, that's gross. Okay, so then for my second attack, since it's prone, I'll get advantage on that, right?
Right, yeah.
Okay. I like the way I'm rolling. That's going to be 26 versus AC.
That's a hit.
Dealing a solid 12 slashing damage.
All right. It puts up its arms, and this time you feel your blade kind of going through that slushy snow, and then hit something hard. And you said 8 damage?
It's 12.
12. Okay.
It was 20 for the first one. Asa, 20, and then 12.
Yeah,
for
I get really
a grand
into
total
this.
of 32 damage. Eigner is being awesome right now.
I want to describe stuff, man. I don't care what you do. All right. Ellie, your turn.
Okay. I'm taking the thing completely apart.
Okay. Yeah. So you have advantage on this check since it's laying down, and you pretty much can just kind of do whatever you need to it.
25.
25?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a success. You get in there and you are just able to just kind of tear chunks out at this point. It's like, you know what the vulnerabilities are. There's no time for finesse. Its legs begin to kick and flail and then stop moving entirely. It still is like turning its head with its good eye toward you, trying to look at you and trying to lift itself up with its good arm. But it seems like or 3/4 of its body are just completely immobile.
I feel like she's just like screaming at this point. I'm so angry. It's like pure rage, like ripping apart this thing.
And she's pocketing the parts at the same time, like ripping something out and being like, "Oh, I'm gonna keep that one. Ooh. Oh, that's a good one. Ooh, oh, ooh, shiny. Ooh."
I feel like that is just Ellie. That's the character description right there.
Right. Under traits you have ooh, and under faults you have
That's my go, I think.
All right. It's Gwen's turn, and Gwen is going to not even attempt to get up, but just reach out with their slimy arms and give Eigner the biggest of hugs.
Ooh, bring it. Bring it.
All right, well, natural 18 is looking pretty good. So that's
Okay.
25.
That'll hit. Okay.
So I got 125 and I got a 20. That's what I got going on.
Those will both hit.
Cool. You're gonna take all the damage and then you're gonna be dead.
Do your worst.
I would love to, but I keep rolling ones on damage rolls.
Nice.
This is pathetic.
Mm.
Okay, so it's 22 in total.
22 damage.
I had at least 1-1 and 1-2 rolled in there. And then I would like you to make a attempt to break the grapple that's currently happening. It's a DC 14. It's beginning to slime its way into
Is
you.
it athletics check, strength saving throw? What do you want to call it?
You are breaking the grapple, so you can choose athletics or acrobatics.
Definitely gonna be athletics.
All right.
I rolled a 9 plus the 8 athletics is 17. So I'm fucking
So
breaking
you're
by
able to-
now. I want to break free.
But as
I want
as
to
you were being
break
pulled
free.
in, as you felt yourself being pulled into this thing, you did feel like your body brush up against something else that kind of moved underneath you, and you felt a hand grasp at your armor and then slip away.
That's weird.
How many other hints do I need to tell you to get you to realize there's somebody in there? You blind bastard!
Oh, well, I'm blind.
I know. It's so frustrating being like,
I'm pretty
here,
blind though.
have some information. Oh yeah, you can't see.
Yeah.
All right, Leah and Eridu.
Well, I presume that Leah can't see that there's somebody in there.
She cannot, but she did see him run at the goop and get like absorbed from behind.
Oh yeah, the one of her poor babies.
Is Ellie's like? Does her zone emit light? Because I keep forgetting that there's no light in here.
No.
Okay. There's no light in here, so we should
Well, all of us have like things that will give us either dark vision or
Does Ellie? Because she's the one.
Yeah, I've
she's
got
got goggles.
goggles of the night.
Oh, okay. All this time I'm like, Ellie's blind. She can't see anything. No, she's got
Got like basically night vision.
Ellie's got a solution for everything. Duh.
Yeah.
Duh.
When in doubt, tear robots apart. It's fine.
Yeah.
Well, so actually, I had forgotten about the guy that got absorbed by Gwyneth. So Leah will, because Eigner's fighting this thing anyway, Leah will say, there's a dwarf in there, inside it. Try and get him out.
Oh, okay. Eigner will definitely take the hint, and he did feel the hand on him for a second, but then when Leah says it, he goes like, "Oh, you're right." And then that'll be his plan on his next turn, is to try and reach into the goop.
Yeah. In the meantime, she's gonna have to do Eldritch Blast, but now she's so nervous about hitting all of her precious babies.
Eridu, like, sensing her nervousness, puts a trembling hand on her shoulder, only slightly trembling, and says, "You're going to be mad at me for this, but I'm going to help you out. I'll be right back." And then his hand is gone. She didn't even feel him lift it off of her. Just 1 second his hand was on her shoulder, the next second he's not there at all. And then his voice comes from 60 feet ahead. "Come on, everyone! She's going to save us! Come this way! Follow me! Follow me!" And all the voices go, "Oh, she's going to save us! She's up here! She's this way! Okay, let's go!" And their footsteps begin to make their way at the other end of the...
She yells, "Why are you taking them away?"
You see them moving away, and as you see them getting far enough away where you can safely hit Gwyneth without actually accidentally hitting one of them,
I see. He's just taking
dawns
them
on
out
you
of
what
her.
he's doing.
Okay, cool. All right, well, she's gonna Eldritch Blast the Gwyneth.
All right.
again, still, forever.
Always with the Eldritch Blasting, always with the Gwyneth.
Always with that, all of that. What the? Oh, come on, Alex. Okay, so I rolled two 19s and a 1.
All right.
Wow.
So that's 29, 29, and fail.
All right. This fail is not as big of a deal. It clips Rue on the shoulder. You know, just like bounces off the parts of his metallic body. He'll take a damage roll. It'll be mild if you roll low. Roll low.
Okay. Well, so my attacks to the Gwyneth are. Hang on, I just did the math and then I forgot my math. I hate math. 25.
Okay.
And my attack to Rue is. Well, come on, seriously?
It's okay.
Does-
Rue's a tough one.
Does
It's
Rue
12.
have? It's 12.
Yeah.
Does Rue? He doesn't have a force thingy.
Resistance against? Nah. Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's just bludgeoning,
No.
slashing, and piercing.
Exactly,
Psychic.
while he's raging.
Pretty sure he has resistance to psychic.
No, he doesn't.
Look
He's
at that
he's resistant to poison, immune to disease.
one. All right. That then makes it Rue's turn.
Rue is still too pissed off to be able to get the message about there being a dwarf in the dwarf in the Gwyneth. So he's
That
just
sounds
going to
reasonable.
keep on doing what he does best and keep on punching. And he could use his little psychic shadow fists to do it from a distance, but he likes being up close and personal. But this will
That's true, he
be
does.
psychic damage instead of the regular bludgeoning damage. Remember that.
Okay.
So he's going to go in for the first punch. Is the Gwyneth still prone?
Yes and no. Yes, for the sake of
Getting
on
advantage.
the attack rolls, but no for the sake of disadvantage on range attacks because it is just a big mound of goop.
For sure. Oh, man. So that first attack will probably actually miss at a 14. Yeah? Miss.
That
Miss.
will miss.
Yeah.
Yes.
Figures. Oh, critical hit for the next one. I
For
love
billions of
it.
damage.
I love it. Are there any more magical effects to dispel on the Gwyneth?
There are not. No, it is as
Okay.
magicless as possible.
Okay. Alright.
I mean, aside from the fact that it is like magic sap goo, but he doesn't know what to do with that. 'Cause
For
that's
sh-
all fade.
Oh,
magic.
for sure. So that's going to be 18
Oh,
psychic damage to the fool. And what?
It
It-
does. Oh, I was gonna say it's a thing, but it doesn't have much of a brain. But so dealing the psychic damage, you as you're like hitting it, you feel the earth around you just shudder.
Okay.
In response to your fists, clearly Rue is so powerful, his punches make the earth quake.
Rue feels a little stoked about that, to be honest. And then Rue will actually change his Wild Surge again. Because this is too much fun to not do just all the time.
It is a-
How do you do on, like, if he rolls a number that he already rolled? I mean, it's probably just going to be the same thing. So Rue's going to teleport. This is the one where he gets to teleport 20 feet. And
Okay.
he actually might teleport back just to be next to Ellie. And yeah, just go check in with Ellie really quick while Ellie's ripping apart Warforged.
yeah, that's probably a good call because that seems like a normal thing people do.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So that's going to be Rue's turn.
Okay, there's another bolt of lightning that's going to just jut right over everyone's shoulder at the other Warforged. That is going to hit. And it's going to deal all of the d6s of damage. Holy fuck. Just rolled 5d6, 3 of them were ones.
Nice. You're
When you
doing
said all the
doing
d6s.
great at this right now.
I'm being a wonderful Halifax, and there's 5 more and another 1, but also there's actually 5s. But of those 5d6, 3 of them were 5s, 3 of them were 1s. The other 4 were below 5.
Oh well.
It's just not a great roller for electric damage for me in general.
Hmm.
For sure.
But that makes it Warforge's turn, who's being electrocuted right now. The one underneath Ellie is going to again attempt to just get up, and yeah. So it's. Hold on, I get disadvantage of that. Sorry.
How is it still functioning?
It has a functioning arm, so it's with 16. With total of 16, it's just kind of like given a good push and is attempting to just roll its upper body. So you can make a grapple check. DC now is 16, because that's what it got.
16.
Okay, so you got a 16.
Yeah.
That's enough for you to like just kind of kick its arm out from under it, and it just kind of falls back again, very ineffectually. The other one, let's see, it's probably closest to Rue, because Rue stepped back to be closer to Ellie. And it's no longer stunned, so it is going to just come at Rue with fists. Again, some rock'em sock'em robots going on here. Got an 18 and a 25.
Against Rue, we'll both hit.
Alright, let's do some Rue damage. Fucking A. That was a lot of 2s. Okay.
I double dog dare you to make Rue make a saving throw, because he can do that arcane rebuke feature. Or
I
something.
know,
don't
I love that feature.
That one's pretty
19 damage is the total. It's a fun ability to use, but I don't have any spell usages. You
For
guys
sure.
already got rid of those.
Yeah, that's true. Eigner got rid of those because he's a master at dispelling magic.
And Halifax got rid of them because you guys convinced me to let him use counterspell.
Hey, I did the same thing. I did the same thing. It's cool. It's like, oh, this would fuck up everyone's day. Halifax to the rescue.
All right. Yeah. So sorry, I was trying to reach for dice. That's their turn. It is now Agner's turn.
Eigner is going to, he got the message, and he's going to try and reach into the goop and grab the poor person from inside of there.
All right.
Yeah.
Make a strength check, and while you're at it, since you're willingly reaching into the goo, take 10. Take 10 acid damage,
Uh-huh.
and then make a strength check.
Just straight strength.
Yep, straight strength.
I got a total of 12.
That is not enough. You grab it
Damn.
and just start to pull, and you're able to like pull so you can feel this guy's hand is like coming out of the goo, and it grasps your wrist, and then you start to feel something pulling back, and you're kind of at this tug of war between the goo and you.
Okay. I'm going to shout over my shoulder, Rue, I need your help!
Rue rolled a 20 on his "Am I listening?" check, and he totally hears and is able to respond to you in a helpful manner
When
by
it's his
screaming,
turn. What?
"Roy Jenkins!" And then he's going to charge towards you and help you out.
A+,
Alright.
A+, meme. A+. I love it.
I love, yeah. Okay, so that makes it
A+,
Ellie's turn.
memeing.
Oh my god, how is this thing not dead? I'm wasting all my
Fortitude for
turns.
days.
So, if I got off of it, can it get back up again, or is it just like swiping around with like one arm?
Um, it's pretty much just got one effective arm and one effective like side of the face. It can still kind of see, but it would essentially be like pulling itself with its arm. Its
Right.
base
Okay.
movement is down to 5 at this point.
And the other one is close now.
Yeah, exactly. It's taking hits at Rue. It's electricity is still kind of sparking off of its metal plates. Um,
Well, all right. I guess I'll go and try and do the same thing to the other one.
and thank you, Blue Mimic, for the subscription. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
6-month streak. Keep it up.
Word.
Ooh.
All right. Yeah, you're gonna do your thing. I'm sorry, I was
Yeah.
listening.
That's all right. I'm gonna try and get on the other one that's attacking Rue.
All right. Yeah, so you're just gonna attempt to go grapple it and then plug away at its machineries as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So contesting grapple checks.
Mhm.
It got a
Oh shit.
21.
I'm gonna crit fail.
Oh, SpaghettiOs.
Well, you get up to kind of run up to get on it and grab it, and as your hands get close, you just get this shock of electricity that bounces off of it. You take a point of lightning damage, and then it is able to just put a hand out and like just whack you back, just hold you away from it for a little bit. Rue doesn't seem to notice.
Rue's got a new mission.
Thanks.
Yeah, Rue is on a save the person rampage now. But if he had seen somebody just shove his mom away like that, he'd be pissed. And that makes it Gwyneth's turn. Gwyneth is looking pretty rough. You can't tell because it's a ball of goo, but it's looking very more ballish of goo and less actual pinecone monster shape. Um, and it at this point is just going to attempt to keep that dwarf inside of it. So Eigner and Goops. Um, sorry, I can't think. Contesting grapples again.
Oh.
So
Rue's not there helping me yet, is he?
not yet. No.
Not yet. Okay. Well, it's cool because I got Old Blue. For those of you who don't know who Old Blue is this rough and tumble dice that some of the numbers on it are kind of fading away a little bit. So whenever I say Old Blue, I'm not talking about
Old
that
Blue.
movie Old School with the old guy in there. I'm not talking
Yeah.
about that character from that movie. I'm talking about this die
You're my
right here.
boy, Blue.
You're my boy, Blue.
I remember that die. That die goes way back.
Way back. Old Blue just failed me.
No.
No, Old Blue. I got a total of 6 if I'm just adding strength.
Yeah, no, that doesn't do it. You gotta do
Yeah.
it. Well, it is an athletics check.
Oh, really?
It's
Okay.
contesting grapple.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, then it's an 11.
All right. That still isn't enough. You feel the dwarven arm kind of, the grip on your forearm weakens a little bit, and it's pulled further into the goo. Your hands begin to get pulled into it as well. You can just feel the goo on your knuckles at this point.
Damn.
I'm using the word goo a lot. I hope that doesn't bother anyone. Watch it didn't until now.
Goo.
Well, I mean, we were using goop last time, which is why the Gwyneth became the Gwyneth.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. The Gwenny goop.
I love how you've been consistent in saying she the whole time for the
Yeah.
Gwyneth. She does
I've been
this.
a lot more consistent than I have been with Rue's non-gender specific.
Mm-hmm.
gender. All right, and then with that, you Ellie, not Ellie, Leah, you see this like fizzle of red smoke, and then Eridu is standing next to you again and says, "Well, they're further down the hall now, and I think you should be able to attack the goo without any ramifications." I only ran into a wall once.
What's that?
I only ran into a wall once.
God, we're just so broken. We're
I
just
mean,
useless, broken people. Is it my turn?
yes.
Okay. Yeah, Leah, like, I did say that out loud. We are just useless, broken people. She's gonna try to Eldritch Blast the Gwyneth again.
All right.
Kind of swearing under her breath because now she's just positive she's gonna do a shit. Woo! I got a crit.
Yeah.
She's like, I hit a Roo, I hit a dwarf. I'm just gonna get someone killed.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that'd be there's the one that's the crit, so that's 30. There's an 18, so that's 28, and then there's a 24.
All right. Yeah, that all hits.
Okay. Finally, jeez.
Hard pressed to find monsters that aren't gonna be hit by a 30.
Yeah. What am I doing with the? Hey, that's nice. Oh, that's less. Whatever.
Max damage, and then roll the dice again.
Okay. Wow. So I rolled a bunch of tens.
Ooh.
Um.
I will
is-
say while you're calculating, there's a combat encounter that's hopefully designed to help Ellie show off her tactical value as a character build, which she spent the majority of the time dismantling a Warforged.
Oh.
I'm thoroughly entertained by that. Okay, what's your total damage, Alex?
Amazing. So it's 55.
Woo.
Damn.
Damn.
I mean, at this point, I think Leah's just pissed off at
Leah is a
everything.
weapon. Oh my god.
And it's like this goo is the focus of that. It used to be pine cones. It used to kind of like hold itself together. Now it's just a blob that's eating someone that you have considered your
My
ward.
baby.
You have to take care of your baby, and you just lay into it. Bolts of force releasing from your fingertips. Just every blast. Eigner feels it against his cheek, and just hears it like a wind tunnel. And goo is just being blown in chunks, just down the hall,
Gross.
all over the place. It's like, oh man, I'm just trying to even think of a comparison for this as far as film goes. But anyway, it's like Men in Black when they shoot that one alien at the beginning and it just blows up and there's blue goo on everyone.
Yeah, it's like that.
Super gross.
And there's just like after this is all said and done, there's just a puddle of slime left. And in the center of that puddle is a dwarf who just takes a deep, deep breath and then is just breathing heavy and looking up at Eigner, whose hand he's still clasping, and says, "Well, it's about time you got me out of it."
I was trying, but I don't know what just happened, but it happened.
I mean, clearly the thing got blown to bits. Are you blind or something?
Yes, actually, I am. Eigner stiffens a little bit, just like really gets a little more awkward. Actually, yeah, yes, I am.
Oh, well, my apologies then. By the way
Wait,
you were swinging that sword, I wouldn't have been able to tell.
Eigner all of a sudden still like realizes they might be in a battle zone, So he lifts his shield up and then whirls around, like ready to like meet any warforged that might be behind him coming up. And then he says over his shoulder, "Wait, who are you anyway? And how did you not drown inside that thing?"
My name's Rory, and let's just say my people have a certain resistance against poisons and stuff like that. Also, I can hold my breath for about 3 minutes. And then a Rue, kind of seeing the slime, he just is in a full charge, stops dead in his tracks, takes a quick swirl around, charges forward, and grabs the outstretched arm of the Warforged that just pushed his mother aside, and with one heavy blow, just slams his fist on the elbow joint, snapping that arm off, and then taking it like a baseball bat, and just beating the remainder of this Warforged to the ground.
Attaboy, Rue.
The last one that's been mostly disassembled by Ellie is still with one arm crawling, attempting to make it close to anyone nearby. For all intents and purposes, this combat is over. So,
Yeah, so like Leah's gonna yell to all the bacchanals who are like behind everything, presumably also got a bit spattered with goo. Come with me. We need to get you to safety. And is going to attempt to lead everyone past Ellie's nice little blockade and down the tunnels and out of the city.
To safety we will go. To safety we will go.
Oh God, don't
following the lady. What's your name? You're our new person that we follow now. What do we call you?
Oh God.
Rory kind of, he nods at Eigner, not used to the fact that Eigner can't see him, and goes, "What's up with all of them? They're acting like a bunch of drunken idiots."
I suppose I could have asked you the same thing.
What?
But I'm sorry. I just kind of thought that you were with them in some respect.
Oh. And then he kind of squints. Hey, I've seen you before, haven't I? You was up topside. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I was. And then we realized what a dangerous situation it was. So we tried to run away and then realized that we had to stand and fight.
It's a war zone up there. Hey, didn't you save me or something? I don't know. I can't seem to remember much about the last few hours.
Do I recognize the tone of his voice? Does it indeed sound like the dwarf that I was trying to save?
Yeah, he's the same dwarf that you tried to save earlier, that the other people had like force fed the sap to.
Oh, for sure. So he got force fed the sap, and he got put inside the Gwyneth. How not cool for him.
And he got tagged in the shoulder with
that. Yeah.
Well, yeah, he's still kind of probably bubbling a little bit there.
For sure.
Yeah, Rory's in bad shape.
Yeah. So Eigner will actually recognize that, and he will walk up to Rory, and he'll say, "Rory, just shut up for a second and sit down." And then he'll cast a little bit of Cure Wounds on him, just using a first level spell slot, giving him a hot 8 hit points. All eight of those hit points he gets back.
Thank you. Rory will sit down and. Oh yeah, I guess I'm a little woozy as it is. Oh, that feels nice. That's like what the clerics would do after a battle. Hey, you wouldn't happen to be a cleric, would you?
There are some who may call me that.
Yeah. I mean, you don't worship the Night Council, do you?
Never heard of them.
Oh, well, that seems about right. I think they're only a dwarven thing.
Look, you should be a little more patched up. Let's get on with it. Let's catch up to the others, shall we?
No, I'm fine. Hand me a hammer. I'll be able to crack some skulls, and I'll be in fighting condition in no time.
Yeah, I mean, not right now though.
We need to escape the city.
Yeah, we got to get out of here.
Right. Of course, yeah. City's I mean, it's probably pretty safe for dwarves. We do have custody over most of it, but our intelligence says the kingdoms will be doing a counter assault soon. I'm sure people like you don't want to be in there when it happens.
Rory, do you not remember any of that weird stuff with the green magical goo? Because that's what we're trying to save you from. Let's go.
I mean, I'm gonna assume you're walking as you're talking. And,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
oh,
Hurting all of.
right. No. Well, I remember a massive explosion and a giant. That can't be right. I mean, like, something coming out of the ground, and lots of people getting hurt, and then everything kind of is a little foggy after that.
Yeah, that thing coming out of the ground was an enormous tree, and we're still trying to figure out exactly what it's doing here and what kind of effect it's having on everything. But
Oh,
we've seen some terrible shit so far, and we need to get out of here and strategize and just think about it for a minute. So, yeah, just come along, okay?
right. I'll be keeping it shut then. Lead the way.
Oh, we're gonna have such a situation when we get outside the walls because they're all dwarves. And there's a war on.
Yeah.
Not
Although
everyone.
it's still a party,
Not
right?
not all of them were dwarves. There were some of
Okay.
them that were citizens of the city as well.
Oh,
And there were a few people that did wear the uniforms of those who were soldiers and stuff. Uh, Inside the city was having a similar sort of celebration. It just was mostly dwarves because that was in there, who were in there most.
okay.
Yeah, and a good chunk of this company. I mean, there's probably I said there's about 10 of them, and about 8 of them are dwarves. And then there are 2 that are not. Halifax is gonna, catch up with Ellie. And so, are we planning on taking all of them to help us find Leonin? This doesn't seem quite useful.
Is he talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I was, wow. I was look up and we're not taking them to Lehman.
Good. I thought that would be quite foolish. If you want, I can lead them to the surface, and I'm very persuasive. I'm sure I'll find a way of convincing anyone who stops us that we'll be okay.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Eigner will overhear with his super hearing, and he'll make the point to Halifax, take them back to Bronzewood Grove. They'll be safe there.
Of course. I couldn't imagine taking them anywhere else.
Does Leah hear this conversation? I don't know where
Yeah,
she...
you guys are all in pretty close quarters.
Right, so she'll say, well, I'm going with you, obviously.
Why?
I mean, she's
Eridu-
not going to say this part out loud, but it's because she doesn't trust Halifax with these people.
Right.
Because he does things with impunity. And
Eridu will raise an eyebrow and say, "Well, I'm going to get answers from. I'm going to get answers from Leonin."
I don't care about Laven. I just want to protect these people.
All right.
Leah, there's gonna be more things like we just fought in there. That's one, like, thing from... We just went to one tiny, tiny district, I presume, of Twin Harbours. There's gonna be, like, countless other people you're gonna need to cast those spells on. We can't really do this without you. To be honest, no offense, people. They're kind of... Now they're fine, they're like our last priority. Like, Leoben is now our priority.
Well, they're not fine though, and I have to see this through. I have to make sure
Right.
that they come out fine at the end.
It's a bad idea for you to separate from us.
Leah glares at Halifax and says, "Don't fuck with their minds. Don't fuck with anyone's minds. Just get them to safety."
Of course. I had no intention of meddling with their minds. I think they are quite within their senses.
You know, you're just saying that.
With that, he says, and I will meet you all in Bronzewood Grove. Take care of yourselves.
Eigner just grunts in a reply.
I don't I don't like this.
Don't worry, lass. I'll keep an eye on him. I know how to whip a little snapper like him into shape.
um,
Actually.
I'm gonna have Rue do something really quick. By the way, I'm gonna
Close.
have him use magic reserves. He rolls a d6, rolls a 3, so Eigner can recover a spell slot of the 3rd level, and then
Yeah, boy.
he takes force damage equal to 5 times the number rolled. Rue takes
So he
15,
takes
15
15.
damage. And then Eigner will cast a 1st level Cure Wounds on Rue, and then heal him 10, and then I could keep going if I wanted
I
to.
see.
I could keep going.
I see.
You
But-
could.
but I'm just
I
gonna
do
do it- I'm
believe
just gonna do it
Rue
once.
only has so many uses of that ability, so.
No, I mean it really looks like you just can keep doing it. Like from what I'm
Okay.
reading, it really seems like you could just keep doing it. But
All right.
Eigner's down another 1st level spell slot, but he's got a 3rd level spell slot back. Dude, that's
All right.
dope. Dream team.
Yeah. They're pretty cool things that these guys can do.
Yeah.
What was the ability called again?
Magic reserves.
Magic reserves. Okay.
Magic reserves.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
there isn't an amount to
I
it.
feel like Ellie probably built that in to help her. As
Well,
she
right,
can also
probably.
cast
Yeah,
it.
yeah, but
Whatever.
Eigner's
Eigner.
co-opting it.
Uh-huh.
This is like the perfect thing for me.
Uh-huh. Because
Right.
that's who Rue would choose to give a spell slot back to.
Okay. Agner's just been like, "Hey, Rue, I found out you can do this thing. Here, do this to me, okay? Give me some of
Yeah.
your arcane reserves." And Rue's like,
It's
Okay.
okay, I'll heal you. It's okay. It's cool.
I'll make it worth your while.
Yeah.
All right. It's like a little kid. Hey, you got a piece of candy. You know what? You should give that to me. I'll give you $1. Rue's just like, all right, $1 useful.
Yeah.
Okay. Halifax begins to lead the group off in a splitting path that you guys will know will lead him back up to the surface.
I
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, can I grab Rory before he goes?
Oh, sure. Yeah, he was all intent to follow at the end of the group.
And I want to ask him, what do you know of whatever the city is that we decided Ren originally was being kept in? I don't know what we
Oh.
called that city,
Ooh.
but I say the
I don't know
name
too.
and I ask him what he knows of it.
Oh, well, that's near the heart of the Empire. That's not far off from where the Night Council sits. If he's that close to the Night Council, he's really safe. Nothing to worry about there.
Hmm.
Do you know anything about people that can age people quickly? Or them doing anything like that to people there? Prisoners, maybe?
He looks down and, oh, no, I can't say I do.
Can I insight that?
Of course.
Sorry, it's kind of rolling my left hand. Left hand rolling. 10.
10. Okay. You don't know him too well, so you're not sure if he just, it's a bit shy with talking to people or what. But definitely, the behavior change is pretty abrupt.
Okay. I mean, I'm still pretty angry, so I'm gonna I'll just say, "Hey," and I'll like click in his face to like look at me.
What are you snapping on my face?
Tell me what you know.
Wait. I don't know nothing. Nothing at all.
I don't pull him in closer. Swear to God, you don't tell me what you know, then
Fine. It's top secret here. It's not something we go out discussing. In fact, we're not even supposed to really be discussing amongst ourselves. But there are rumors that those who've been accepted into the Night Council Well, if they're too young, you find a way to get them to proper age pretty quickly. There's a place in the mountains. Place that kind of folds time. Really weird. We don't know too much about it. None of us are allowed up there. But oh, it's mighty dangerous. And it might be what's happening with your brother. Night Council don't discriminate on race at all. So,
What does being on the Night Council mean?
well, it means to run the country. It means to run the entire empire.
Why would they be training Ren to do that?
Well, I don't know. Their ways aren't really for me to understand. They give orders, we follow.
Okay. Thanks. Let go of him.
He kind of brushes his shirt out, like straightens it, and wipes some slime off. Well, you're welcome. Ask me anything you want, anytime.
Ah, now I want to go to the mountains. Instead. Forget Laban.
All right.
Okay.
Well, if you don't mind me stepping into the little DM narration, since at this point I'm assuming that there's nothing else interpersonal that needs to happen.
Do it. Do it.
With Eigner's keen abilities to sense where he's going in confined spaces, the group that stayed together, which I believe is Leah, Ellie, Eigner, Rue, and Eridu,
Mm-hmm.
make their way through the smugglers' tunnels deeper into the city, searching for any tracks and sense of Leovan. Eigner figures out pretty clearly that the layout of this area has changed significantly. Tree roots have grown through the cracks and have filled many of the spaces. But in time, he is still able to. Well, he actually uses the tree roots to kind of center him and lead him in a direction that leads toward the current or the former home of the Undercircle.
Mm-hmm.
And entering this familiar territory for those who have been to the Undercircle, you make your way back and in through the central rooms where many of the druids lived, and into a room that once was just a heap of trash, dedicated to connecting this part of the world with Ticks in some way. It is in this space that you see a mass of tree roots that have sort of grown out in all directions, and this seems to be where this is all coming from. And as you get close, you hear the deep rasping of someone breathing desperately, and laying on the corner, his head, tilted to one side. Right next to him, a large tree root, blood splattered along the wall and the root, is Leovan. His right arm is missing, which is the side of him that is facing the tree root.
Damn.
And he turns as he hears your footsteps, and those of you who can see him can see his lips moving, and he looks very pale for an elf. What are you guys gonna do?
Can Eigner sense that it's Leovan? Does he hear or smell?
Eigner smells the smell of blood
Mm-hmm.
and of extreme filth.
Gross.
But beneath it all, there is that underlining mustiness that is Leovan.
Mm-hmm.
It is very, very hidden amongst just this place, and all of the different scents along with it.
Well, Egner will spring into action and try and do what he can to help Leovan, and he will rush forward and cast a little bit of Cure Wounds on the poor
Right.
guy and heal him a super solid 7 hit points. Maybe that'll stop the bleeding a little bit.
You come forward. You're pouring healing into him when you can, but the bleeding is still pretty, coming pretty
Right.
fast. And
Hold on. Actually, I'm gonna roll another die and make that a second level spell slot.
that's fine.
So that's an even 10.
Leovan
Doing
is
great.
whispering. You can hear him clearly, and he's saying, "Don't bother. It's too late for me. I've already lost too much blood."
Don't say that. Don't say that. It's not too late. You've got friends here that can help you.
No, it's fine. There is no reason to waste your energies on me. He looks at the tree root and says, "I have fulfilled my purpose. Isn't it wonderful?"
I want to come over now. I like kneel by him and just be like, "What did you do?"
I have I have made my people a home. And even Leah's healing is you guys are doing some to stop the bleeding, and in time the wound does coagulate, but it doesn't do anything to bring the color back to his cheeks. He's already lost a whole lot of blood.
Mm.
Why? Why did you do it here?
This was our land first. They took it from us. It was time to take it back.
Eigner will say in a very blunt kind of manner, I think there would have been a gentler way about it. I I mean, I empathize with you wanting to take care of your people. That's that's all we all want to do in our own way. But did it really have to come to this?
He then kind of fixes Egner with the sternest look he can muster. And you don't know the pain of millennia, or the short-sightedness of lesser people. This was maybe not the only way, but the right way.
Hmm.
I do not need you to understand me, or even to forgive me for my actions. And I understand that you don't agree with them. But I ask that you do me a favor. Let this tree stand. Let my people have a home. Give my circle somewhere to live.
This tree is poisoning everyone. Everyone who's not you, everyone who's not one of your druids. It's leaking this gross magical sap and it's poisoning everybody.
It has to, doesn't it? To keep them away. If there wasn't a consequence, they would just come back and take it all again.
But it's not making them leave, it's destroying them. That's different.
It's a price that we have to pay. They will leave in time, and those who are too foolish will die.
Laven, we can't let it stand. It's killing too many.
Then get them to leave faster. If you're concerned for their lives, make sure that you save them.
Trying.
Egner will stand up, and this whole time he's like had his had his like stuff out. He's had his shield out. Had his sword like at the ready, like just in case anything comes and whatever. He stands up, looks very frustrated, deactivates the light shield, puts his sword back in his sheath, puts his hands on his hips, and just sighs. Is Twin Harbor a lost cause? And you're not sure if he's asking that of anyone in particular. It seems like he's just asking it rhetorically in general.
Surely not the people inside it.
I don't see how we're going to be able to evacuate everyone out of the city. But obviously it's the right move. Who knows how large this tree can grow, how deep its roots can grow, how broad its influence can be on the city.
Is Laven still like alive-ish?
Yeah, he's sort of let his head lull back to the side now that Eigner's stood up and is having his moment, and Laven is just, smiling and breathing shallow.
I'm gonna ask him, is this it? Or is it gonna keep growing?
Who knows?
Only one
Like,
way to find
the
out.
world of service.
What's that?
Oh, did you say something?
Yeah, your internet kind of blooped out. I didn't hear what you said.
Oh,
Maybe my
I said,
internet
Laven, you've done the world a disservice.
I care not for the world, only for my people's safety.
Eigner looks away, obviously with conflict on his face. He bites his lip as he's thinking and thinking.
Okay. Well,
It's
you
just,
know, go
I wasn't gonna. I wasn't gonna say anything.
Oh, okay.
I
Well,
wasn't
you
gonna
were
say
waiting.
anything. I was just describing the way he's looking.
Right.
That's all.
I will then presume if everybody's asked all the questions they want to ask of Laven, are we done?
Done the best we can.
Eridu will kneel down and stare at the wall 2 feet from Laven's face, and then say, "And what of Senna? What of Tix? What of Urana? Why them? What allegiance did you have to any of them?"
That's a good point.
And Laven takes a deep breath and says, "I got a deal with one powerful enough to get me what I needed. It was a means to an end, and the end has been found. And now I go to the forests with no regrets."
I will. Oh, I'm gonna still like knelt down next to him, just like look at him and say, "You made a mistake. You shouldn't have done this. But I'm not gonna let you suffer through this. I'm gonna put my sword to his neck and activate it."
Damn.
As you put your sword to his neck, he smiles, and his left hand weakly moves into his robes, and he begins to pull something out as you activate your sword, and his left arm falls limp to the into his lap, and in it is a rolled up piece of parchment. The blood on his fingertips have stained the outsides.
I take the note.
You take the note, and it is sealed with a little seal of wax that is the very intentionally made, unique seal of Zelor.
Open it.
You open it, and inside is another note from Zelor, one that we will read next session, because that is where we're going to end for tonight.
Wow. Damn.
Told y'all. Told
Ca-
y'all it was going to be heavy.
Carrie just executed Leovan? What?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I hope you weren't attached to him, Kyle.
Well, look, he's my character and everything. Look, seriously, you just executed my character in cold blood. That's
He was
cold.
dying.
That is cold-blooded. Hey, for
Oh,
just
mercy.
look, let me say one thing. I specifically took a spell with Eigner called Revivify. I can bring people back from the dead.
Bring
you
him
know,
back then.
like, well, I mean, no, because you just like took his. So
Yeah, we
here's
still bring him back.
here's the thing. This spell can't return to life a creature that has died of old age, nor can it restore any missing body parts. So I imagine if you sever someone's head, it's not like
It's
you
not
can
all
make
the way
them
off.
grow a new head. No, it's
just a hole
it's not all the way
It's like a
off.
hole, yeah.
Oh my god, that's just disgusting to think about. That's just
mean-
disgusting. Get out of here.
Herein
All
lies
right.
the other question.
All right.
At this point, does Eigner want to bring Leovan back to life?
Well, I mean, yeah, but no, but all right, it's complicated. Anyway, we'll keep debating about that, and yeah, it's just kind of fun. So hey, thank you so much for joining us. We have a lot of fun doing this. We hope you're having a lot of fun watching this whole thing go down, and please join us next week. We will continue this episode and see where it goes. Hope you have a wonderful day. Later.
Goodbye.